Welcome to Day Tutorials. This video is going to be all about the child and the adjacent sibling and the general sibling selectors. Don't forget to subscribe and let's get started. We're going to start with the child selector, which styles all the direct children of a specific element. Let's see what does that mean. And here on our page we have two random paragraphs. Let's check them in VS Code. So the element here is the parent, and it has three children, the two spans, one for the title and one for the date. And also we have a paragraph element, and inside the paragraph element we have a span element. Now let's move the CSS style sheet, and the syntax is simple. We start with div, then a greater than sign, then span, curly braces, and we're gonna change the color and the font size. So color, let's say green, and the font size, let's say 50 pixels. Now let's check the browser. And here only the span elements that are direct children of the div element are styled. Now let's move on to the adjacent sibling selector. The adjacent sibling selector is used to style only one element that is directly after another specific one. On our page we have three random paragraphs. Let's check them in VS Code. And here all titles insert an H1. Now let's move to the style sheet. We're gonna start with H1, then the plus sign, then the P element, curly braces. We're gonna change the color and the font size. So color, let's make it red. Font size, let's make it 30 pixels. Let's check the browser. Here we can notice that all paragraphs are in red. Now let's do something different, and let's add another H2 after the H1, where we're gonna insert the date. So let's say 4th of July, 4th. Now let's check the browser again, and here the styling didn't apply to the first paragraph because the paragraph element is not directly after the H1 element. Now let's move on to the general sibling selector. The general sibling selector styles all elements that are next siblings to a specific element. Now let's see what that means. On our page we have three H1s, this one here, the title, CSS course, and thank you for watching, and between them we have a random paragraph and the span tag. Now let's check them in VS Code. Let's start in the CSS style sheet. We're gonna start with the P element. Next we have the tilde symbol, then H1. Curly braces. We're gonna change the color and the font. So color blue, and the font size is gonna be 50 pixels. Font size 50 pixels. Let's check the browser. And here the first H1 is not styled because it's coming before the paragraph element, and the last H1 is styled despite having a span tag before it. So the general sibling selector is going to style every H1 after the paragraph element. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and see you next time.